In 1962, when Uganda got her independence, one of the features that were put at center stage was the national emblem, which has the cob and the national bird known internationally as the grey-crowned crane, but known here as the crested crane. This bird is greatly revered in Uganda. The national airline is called the Crane. The national football team is called the Cranes. The women's netball team, the She Cranes. The rugby national team, the Rugby Cranes. Everywhere you turn in this country, you will never fail to find something named after the national bird. Over the years, as the cob has been preserved in major national parks, the crane has remained a wild bird facing various trials and tribulations, which experts have said have made it an endangered species with the possibility of going extinct in the near future.
This is an endangered species of cranes and the fastest declining species in the world.
As a way to try and conserve the national bird, the Uganda Wildlife Education Center has made various interventions including sensitization, but since the bird is wild, they say they can only do so much.
Our roles were clearly drawn. One being conservation, creating conservation awareness through education. So we try to educate the masses, the public. We go where they are through our outreach programs. They come on site, just like you're seeing people, children, adults who are moving around, and we sensitize them, we educate them about the importance of conserving the grey-crowned crane, which a man in central Uganda may call engari.
We have 4 crested cranes, but of course the way how we get to animals, we don't get animals in the national park and maybe we have them. Our animals are either a result of rescues, whether either abandoned, orphaned, confiscated or badly injured. So we retain them, and through our rehabilitation programs, these animals get used to humans.
There is nothing as funny as a national emblem being no more. And we cannot take chances. Government, individual level, you cannot take chances to see a national emblem that we have all grown up revering, praising, adoring, going into extinction.
But one wonders, what are the actual dangers facing Uganda's most revered bird?
People are increasingly encroaching fragile ecosystems, including wetlands, to meet the high food demand. And unfortunately, the clearance of wetlands means that there is no more space for cranes, for grey-crowned cranes to breed.
By nature, the crane is monogamous, and its reproduction is not the fastest since they only lay anywhere between 3 to 4 eggs. They are always in pairs, which makes it even more dangerous for them.
We have people picking chicks, picking eggs of these cranes for different purposes. I will tell you, in some of the areas where we are working, people are telling us so many stories. There are people who capture these cranes to use in a traditional medicine. When people go with the problems in their relationships, in marriages, then they say, no, you know, if you want your relationship to hold, genda otufunire ejiri yangari.
In 1995, when the first ever head count was conducted, birds were established to be 100,000, but the most previous one, around 2008, placed the numbers at between 10,000 to 20,000.
We want to start collecting data to monitor numbers. So we want to do a nationwide count of cranes, ground count, and then once we know where these cranes are and what numbers, we want to monitor that using aerial surveys annually. So we'll be flying fixed-wing aircrafts, counting these cranes annually so that we see how numbers are changing.
Experts say with the continued hunting of these birds, which are mainly found within the western and the central-western part of the country, the numbers have dwindled deeper, leaving just a few thousands.
So there was that strong cultural attachment that nobody thought of even breaking an egg of a crane or capturing a chick or killing it. In fact, I remember whenever we saw dogs running after crane chicks, we would run after the dogs and make sure they did not harm the young cranes. So there was that strong attachment.
The Wildlife Act of 2019 illegalizes the killing of a crested crane, imposes a maximum sentence of life imprisonment or a fine of 200 million Ugandan shillings, or both. The same law lists the crested crane as one of the protected species. Various Ugandans say authorities have not done much to protect this precious bird and that the law must be enforced to the letter.
Tukosezza nnyo, twafunanga abalambuzi abavanga ebweru w'eggwanga ne batuleetera kasente nga bazze okulaba ekinyonyi kyaffe ekyo ekirabisa obulungi fulaga yaffe ekitutunda ng'eggwanga okuva edda n'edda. Naye kimaliddwawo olw'obulagajjavu lw'abo abakwatibwako tebakoze kimalawo ewaawo nga baali badde babaako kye bakola okukuuma ekinyonyi ekyo.
The local leaders, the LC chairpersons, to teach those people about the uses, about what the great crown crane means to us.
I still say that it is important that we gazette a place where you can keep all these birds. Okay, not all, but at least a big number. In case we do maybe head counts and say that we found these birds in Rengo, we found these birds maybe at Mabamba, we found this like in different places where they are just being wandering around, and we count them and we bring them under one place. It can be, they can easily be protected.
When animals are being trafficked, birds are being trafficked and they are rescued, they are brought to UWEC and we take them to our national veterinary hospital and quarantine, where we treat them, rehabilitate because they come injured, we rehabilitate them and then place them under the care of the animal keepers. But later, we release them.
Allen Namisang, to our operator, says the bird is important.
Definitely the grey crown bird being the Ugandan bird, when someone talks about visiting Uganda, he or she expects to see this bird because it is a national bird. And we cannot use a national bird that we don't have in abundance in our country. So it is very unfortunate that it has been attacked and the numbers are reducing drastically, that there is even a possibility of them becoming extinct in the near future.
Our dream is to start seeing an increase in the population of this species.
We have a lot of tourism receipts, generate revenue. People who come to bird. It's part of the collection we have. Uganda at the moment, we have about 1,090 recorded bird species. Now, 11% is our population globally of the bird species in the world. Uganda has about 11%. Africa, we have 50%. Now, we get birders who come. And birders are rich. They spend more. Somebody comes and is birding for about 5 days, 6 days, or 12 or more. So we cannot stand chances of losing currency or foreign exchange that contributes to our national economy as a country. Remember, tourism is the #1 foreign exchange earner for this country. So we won't take any chances.